going on, my friends out there? I'm Jakejames Lugo, and welcome to Gamers with Gains. Now let's talk about the big news that everybody should be talking about right now. No, not the PlayStation event that happened yesterday. I'm talking about Super Mario on iOS. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, or maybe you saw a few stories here and there, let me give you the quick rundown of what's going on. Super Mario is coming to iOS devices. Nintendo is actually putting a Mario game on an iOS device on the App Store. It's called Super Mario Run. This was revealed during the Apple event that happened yesterday, just before the PlayStation meeting earlier in the day, or later in the day, I should say. But Miyamoto walked out on stage during the Apple event and revealed Super Mario Run. Now, what is Super Mario Run itself? Well, it's a game for iOS devices that's going to be coming to Android later on, but it's an endless runner-style game starring Mario. Basically, you control Mario as he continuously runs through an entire course. You tap the screen in order to have him jump over obstacles, jump over Goombas, Koopas, and different things like that while collecting coins and such. This is a very, very big deal for a number of different reasons. Number one, this is the first time we're seeing Nintendo put a major franchise, a major IP, a major character of theirs that's one of their hardcore IPs that people know and love on a separate device that isn't a Nintendo device. That is a very, very big deal. People have been asking for something like this for a very long time. They've always said, this would be a very big deal if Nintendo does this because so many people would buy it. It'd be a monumental occasion, and it's finally happening now. Even more so, Super Mario Run is not necessarily a free-to-play game. This is a game that you're just going to be able to buy one time and get all this content and play it straight on like that. That's also a big deal because Nintendo's not following the free-to-play model per se. There is a time frame where I think at some point they said closer to the release we'll have it offered as free-to-play up to a certain point, but essentially you're going to be able just to pay one flat rate for this game and be able to play it straight on like any other Nintendo title. That's going to be a big deal for a lot of Nintendo fans that are going to dive into this just on the simple fact that it's Mario and the brand and the name has so much weight behind it. That's going to do wonders for Nintendo. Even so, on their stock recently after this announcement happened, their stocks went up like crazy, but I digress. That's a whole nother discussion in of itself. But this brings up a whole bunch of other questions related to Nintendo in relation to also the Nintendo NX, their new console that's supposedly coming out next spring. With this happening, again, with such a big deal, and it was so unexpected too. Miyamoto just walking out on stage, I feel like the whole internet just stopped what it was doing for a second and just saw what was going on. That was pretty crazy. But does this mean also for a number of different things for the Nintendo NX? Is there any sort of influence that maybe Apple has on the development of the NX, or maybe some sort of suggestions or input into the design of the NX, or maybe the way that the online infrastructure is going to be handled? Are we going to be able to see Super Mario Run on the Nintendo NX as well as also iOS and Android devices? There's all these different questions that are exciting to ask right now. A whole lot of excitement for people that are interested in Nintendo or interested in the industry and stuff like that. A lot of people have been talking about this over the last day, even more so than the PlayStation meeting that happened later on in the day, because it's such a monumental occasion where we're seeing Nintendo finally kind of open up and lax up to doing other things like this, like putting their IP on other devices that aren't their own and such. This could make them a lot of money. This could really kind of reach out to a lot more people outside of the gaming space that are just like the hardcore direct people that have been in gaming for the longest time, because Mario is a very well-known franchise, a well-known brand. So doing something like this is going to really appeal to a lot of outside people that aren't necessarily hardcore Nintendo gamers like that. But in regards to that as well, we have two more other games that are coming out on iOS and Android devices that are supposedly coming out in 2017. Super Mario Run is going to be out around November of this year, which is pretty crazy. It's so soon. But we also have Fire Emblem, which again has been a working title in progress that we don't know the exact full title of it is, but it's Fire Emblem on mobile devices, as well as also Animal Crossing on mobile devices. Those games, as well as very similar to Super Mario Run, are going to be coming out on iOS devices first for a set period of time, and then later on be available on Android. But what other franchise will we actually see now that Nintendo's taking the risk and actually taking the dive and putting Mario, their flagship title, their flagship character, on mobile devices? Will we finally be able to see other franchises like Star Fox, Metroid, F-Zero, Balloon Fight, any other sort of franchise, The Legend of Zelda, on mobile devices at some point? This opens up a lot of questions, as well as also, again, will we be able to see those same mobile games appear on the Nintendo NX? We don't even know what the NX is in of itself. Nintendo hasn't really come out and said what exactly it is, but maybe some point soon before the actual release of the console. Again, the console's supposed to be coming out in spring of 2017. Maybe we'll get a Nintendo Direct that actually gives us more details about it and actually see how all these things kind of connect to each other or are related to each other. Again, I don't think that Nintendo's going to dive into the mobile market without actually having other stuff set up for some of their people that are sticking with them for their actual console, the NX. But anyway, guys, those are just my thoughts on Super Mario Run, as well as all this big deal and the big news surrounding Nintendo at the moment. Leave me a comment down below in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think about Nintendo and Super Mario Run and what this means for the company moving forward. A lot of industry analysts and a lot of industry professionals are saying this is a big turning point for the company. It's going to make them a lot of money. We might be seeing the dawn of a brand new Nintendo in the wake of Satoru Iwata's passing. Again, a whole bunch of stuff is changing right now at this point. I'm curious to see what you guys think. But with that being said, guys, that's all I got for you in this video. Make sure you leave me a like on this video and subscribe to the Gamers with Gains channel for all my videos related to video games, the industry, stronger living, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. And don't forget, I'm streaming every single day on Twitch TV. It's around between 5 and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, playing a variety of different video games, talking with you guys in the chat. I did that last night after the PlayStation meeting, kind of had a whole big discussion with a lot of the people that were hanging out and chat with me. We were also playing some Poké Tournament, which was kind of nice too. We played a little bit of King of Fighters, but I'm trying to mix up the games that I'm actually playing on the stream now, but I want to keep the discussion going with all of you guys that appear in the chat. Again, I always have a lot of fun doing that, and it's great to see all the support from everybody that appears in the chat, that tunes into the streams, and obviously, supports my content and such like that. With that being said, I will talk to all of you guys again real soon. Peace out, stay epic, everybody.